Now, in this video, I'm going to be doing a couple of Valentine projects, and I have a jar here. It's a pickle jar, a plastic pickle jar, and I gave it a coat of this, let me grab it right fast and show you. It's Dixie Belle Bonding Boss, and I've just, it says, I think it says you can put more than one coat on it, but I just use one coat and allow 4 hours between each coat, and then after that you're supposed to let it set 24 hours. So I done this yesterday because I knew I'd be using this pickle jar. That's the only thing bad about using this is you have to wait the 24 hours, and I'm usually, when I'm doing something, I'm doing it and I'm ready to go. But I kind of figured I was going to be doing that, so I went ahead and painted it up with the Bonding Boss. And now I'm going to be using Dixie Belle drop cloth to cover my jar, and I'm not sure if it'll need 1 or 2 coats. I'll put a coat on it, let it dry, and then see how it looks. It looks like it might need 2 or like 2.5. Just run the brush over it again a little bit. But I'm going to finish painting this, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put in it. Pretty sure I'm going to put some hearts in it, because I cut a lot of hearts out, wood hearts out, in one video, a couple videos back, and I have a lot of those, so I am going to use those. And we'll see what else, but I'm going to finish painting this real fast. Now, while my jar's drying, I thought I might want some little flowers to go in there with my hearts. I don't really know for sure, but I'm going to make some. I already made 2 of them, and I'm going to make 1 more. I don't know that I'll use them, or if I'll use them all. I don't know, but all you do, I've showed these before, but I'll do a quick recap on it. It's whatever size you want. This is a 3-inch circle, and the middle is 1.5. And you just make it whatever size you want. And then you put that, and you use whatever materials you want too. Put the middle in, come up from the bottom, and just do a quick running stitch all the way around. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and run this around there, and then I'll be back. Now, I've stopped about from here to here. I left this open here so I can put some stuffing in there. And it shouldn't take a whole lot. I think that's just enough. And I'll lay this back down on there, and then I'll close it off. Now I'm just going to tie a couple of knots underneath. And cut my thread off, and then from here I'll just take, and ever so often on the top, I have 2 layers. I forgot to mention that I do cut 2 layers of the top, which is the 3-inch, and about every 3/4 of an inch I'm going to make a slit. Now I'm to the end, and I'm going to go underneath on the underneath piece, and I'm going to do it right in between the top petal. And I normally kind of take some coffee stain and grunge these up, but I'm not going to do that with these. Just going to take them and kind of make them have a little, like that. Kind of crunch them up. And this one here, I made a little smaller. I'm not sure how small I made my circle on that one. It looks like it's a little over, about 2 1/4 inch, and probably 1 inch in the middle. Okay, I'm going to set those aside because those are finished if I want to use them. And if I decide I want to use them, I'll take like a wooden, not a chopstick, I can't remember what they're called, and stick the tip of it right up through here. I'll make a little slit, put a little hot glue, and go right there. But if I use them, I'll finish them up, and I'll show you what I do with them. But this, I think that one coat is good, and I'm going to put a wax coat, a clear wax over it to seal it in because it's kind of chalky like right now. But I'm going to get my clear wax and give it a clear wax coating, and then maybe go over it with some dark wax too. Alright, I've given it a coat of the clear wax, and I still have a little bit of this fusion in there, so I'm using it so I can get rid of the bottle instead of having it sitting up there with all the other things I have. I think that's coated really good. Now I'm going to wipe it back just a little bit. And now get I have my Jolie out here, top coat, and I better put that needle somewhere besides here. It's kind of loosen up I didn't wash my brush out, or hardly ever do. Once in a while I clean them real good. But I've got to break the bristles loose, get them to moving. Okay, I'm going to go around the top. Didn't mean to go that dark, but I'm going to wipe it back. Get my hand too. Downwards. I just don't want it to look new. That's the thing. Okay, right here I have some of that wax on there. That's all I'll use on this. What's already on my rag. I think I'll go around the bottom a little bit, a little darker. I don't know, just play it by ear. Right. I'm going to wipe up this way now. I think that is good. Now, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with my hearts. So I've got my glue gun on. And I have my hearts painted. Painted them the other day. I have that one that I done with the cardboard. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with them and how I'm going to arrange them in there. And they're going to have to be on a stick of some kind. I'm going to have to put some kind of floral foam down in here to stuff them in. So I'm going to go start gathering up things. But I like the way that bottle turned, or that jar turned out. The way it's kind of antiqued looking. Alright, I'm going to start gathering up some things and seeing what I can do with it. Okay, before I go finding and digging out stuff, I'm going to put some antiquing wax on these skewers. I believe that's what they're called. I just got this sack here at the thrift store for 25 cents. Anytime I see them, I pick them up. But I'm just going to go ahead and coat 6 of them. And I'm probably going to try giving it 2 coats because it's not like sticking on real well. Or I need it to be a little darker. So I'm going to go over every one of these twice. Okay, I've got my sticks done, and I'm just going to hot glue them on here. And I'm going to use the whole stick, and I can cut it off towards, you know, the bottom if I need to cut it down. And I'm going to do that. I have 3, let's see, that's 3 hearts here that I'm going to do that to. And also, well, I might just do 2 of these because I want to use the one with my cardboard just to add a little different texture. I'm going to finish this up and let them dry good before I start messing with them. Now I'm going to get my flowers ready. And I'm just going to make a little slit right here in the back. And stick the stick right up in there. And then from the back side, I'll kind of put my hot glue gun down in there and put a dab of glue and hold it down. And then I've got some green material here. Cut a little piece of it off. Tie a knot. Go like that on the ends. Shove it up underneath there. And that can kind of act as some leaves. And I don't know if I want them and I'll leave them on there or not, but I'm putting them on there for right now. Getting them ready. I'll do one more. Just going to put a slit here in the middle. Put my stick up in there and feed some hot glue in the slit. Take another piece of this. And there, that's those. Now, I have put some styrofoam down in the jar from Dollar Tree. And I don't know. I think I want this one. I definitely know I want the one with I have some more wooden tags, and I think I'll probably pull that off and use it, but let's see. I'm going to cut that off to about right there, because I'm going to want that in the front and center. Oh, that flipped out somewhere. I may cut more off. I don't know. I'm going to cut some of that off. Let's put a heart in the back end. I'm not going to cut very much off, because I can cut more off if I need it. And maybe one. I glued that on the wrong side. I sure did. Well, the front side's darkened too, so I guess maybe not. I cut just a little bit of that off. You can't really see what I'm doing. So far, this is what it's looking like. I have 3 hearts in there already. Let's see, maybe a flower to the back. No. Unless I stick that one down in there further. I'll stick that one down just a little further so I can get a flower probably right up in there if it's tall enough. Okay, maybe one flower coming down right in there. I don't really know how short I need it. Shorter. Okay. I think that flower needs to come down shorter. That down a little further. I'm going to mess with this. And I do have some of, when I get kind of finished putting things where I want it, I have some Spanish moss. And as you can see, I got it at the thrift store, 50 cents. But I'm going to stuff that down in around it. And maybe use some Sweet Annie or something. I'll figure it out. But I'm going to start messing with it. But I got the base of it going. Okay, I have put the Spanish moss in it. I decided it needed some pip berries. So I've put those in there. And now I'm going to do something around here. Ribbon or a bow or something. So I'm going to start getting some material out and seeing what I'm going to do with it. But I think so far it's turning out pretty cute. Okay, I did stick a little Sweet Annie in it. Some in the back and then right here in the front. Okay, I decided the front needs a pretty substantial bow. And then I was thinking these hearts, these 2 hearts look boring. And I have somewhere here, I know I have a piece of material because I threw it back out of my way a while ago. Well, that's not it. I'll have to find it. It was something like this kind of material. And I thought maybe I could cut something out and stamp on them or something. You know, and glue it on there. And I'm getting ready to make my bow. Oh, I didn't put this down. And I don't know if this is going to work in there. Some of this stuff here I got it a couple of years ago, marked down at Hobby Lobby. We'll see. But I've got to put my jute down first. Boy, I cannot think. Ah, there's UPS. I did not expect them today. They don't ever come out. We had snow. And there's any kind of snow or mud or something, they don't, well, I really get the mud, I'm telling you. I don't go anywhere either. My husband left. He didn't say you had any problems, so it must be okay. Okay. And I want some raffia. And here's something I got from this 50 cents from the thrift store. I'm telling you, my craft supplies, I know I use raffia, I know I use jute, I know I use Spanish moss. There's just things that I see, and I'll go ahead and pick it up instead of having to order some later. I usually order from Amazon because I live a long ways out. I better go see what I think he's knocking. Okay, I'm going to sit here and make this bow. What am I doing, turning that way? I bet y'all was saying, Sandy, that's wrong. That's probably why it took so much of it. And it need near that much. There we go. The right way. You can quit talking to me now. I'm trying to see how long I want it. Probably about like that. Just over the edge about. I can always cut it back. Better than being too short, right? I am going to cut this off. Just wasted about 3-4 inches. Oh well, I can save it and do something like that in a bow. Okay, we need some red. Alright, now raffia? I thought I had one piece out. I did. I don't know where it went. Kind of double that. That's a thin piece. And let's do some black. I may not sit here and do this whole thing in front of y'all because I did one just, what, the last video. Well, that's enough of that. Let's get some lace. And then I'm just going to keep layering it. When I think it's finished, I'll come back and tie it up and let you see how it turns out. Okay, I think I have enough stuff in it. I'll tie it up and see what it's going to look like. Okay, where'd my two pieces go? Where's that other one? Because I'm going to have to pull that tighter than that. There. Might be a little big, but it can always be trimmed back. And I always leave that on there too. Stuff didn't show up that much, but I like it on there. Oh, I like that, yeah. I don't think it's too big. Okay, I'm gonna take that and kind of swish it out. There's some raffia I've doubled. Kind of get that to this out here sticking out some so it can be seen. Okay, what do y'all think? Is that too big? I think it might be all right. Then I want to do something like I said with the hearts. They're kind of plain, but I like that. I'll glue that, hot glue that on, and I'll pull these up where it can be seen. Cut some of that off, and it'll be good. Okay, I went ahead and added another another heart right here that was already done up. And then I made a little tag here. I cut out a stencil, and I'm going to put that down on there right fast. I am going to call that good. I got to go get the chicken eggs. It's getting dark. My husband's not home. I got to go out in the cold. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and I got to go gather eggs. Okay, here's what it turned out looking like. And I decided, it's the next day, and I decided it needed tags. So I bought these tags and resized them and cut them out, and I got them from Honeybee Printables. I'll leave the link below. So I'm going to choose one of these tags and just use this string and put it probably right up, let it hang right down in here, and then that will be finished. Now I'm going to start my second project. And I went out to the garage and I had some scraps of shingles out there, and I just cut one down to size, and I had to sand it because it was really splintery and it looks too new. So this is just I took vinegar and dropped a extra fine piece of steel wool in it and left it setting till it started turning colors, and took the steel wool out and put a lid on it, and it ages my wood. So I'm just going to put this on there right off the bat and let this be drying so my wood gets a little darker. And then I'll move on to the rest of it. And this is what's going to go on my little jar. I'm going to put some holes in it for either some material or a wire or something. And this is a little mason jar. And I cut this piece out, but it's not really, I did want it raised up off the board, but you could take a popsicle stick on each side anyway to raise up your board just a little bit. And I'm going to paint the top of it, which I'm going to cover this, I think, with some jute anyway, so, but it has to have something underneath it. Let me see, maybe I can just stir it around like this. That'll work, because I don't have that much to paint. Just a little mason jar. You could do this out of cardboard too, or some kind of heavy cardstock. That's what I do when I see things made and I don't have something. I improvise. have my heater running again. It's still bitter cold out. And now for the jar itself, I'm going to go ahead and just use some Dixie Belle and drop cloth. This should go pretty fast. It's an easy project. Now I'm going to set that aside and let it dry, and I'm going to paint this heart because I want it on there. Okay, set that brush aside. Set that aside, and now I have this star here that is just wood, and I can't remember what color. It was kind of a rusty color, and I can't remember what it was now because I've done this a while back, sitting here just messing around. And then let it dry and put some Mod Podge on it, sprinkled my cinnamon on it, and then just pounced my brush, and it looks rusty because I was thinking this is going to be cute, so I'm going to want to use it after the Valentine. So after Valentine, I thought I'd put a piece of Velcro on the back, and then I can switch them out and have it for every day. But that's what I'm thinking on that. All right, I'm going to let these dry and see if anything needs a second coat, and then I'll start putting it together. Now I've decided I'm going to go around my heart with a little bit of dark wax. Get a little more on there. That's good for that. Now on this, I don't know. I don't think I want to go with the dark wax on that. So I'm going to try this. Turn that over. Get me a little bit of this gray. Get some water first. Let's see, which way? Yeah, I want this side. Try shading it some. Yeah, got too much off. Still need some more. Been so long since I've done this stuff. I don't even remember how to do it anymore. Of course, I didn't know how to do it a long time ago either. I just tried to do the best I could do. All right, that's good enough. As you can see, it gave it a little bit of shading. Not a lot, just a little. Now, I think I'm gonna let that dry. Get my jute out. I'll hit that with a heat gun real fast. And if I don't move that water, it'll be spilt everywhere. And we'll start wrapping this around the top. And I need a glue stick. see where that needs to go. Yeah, right like that. So I'm gonna put just a little dab of glue right here to hold it. And then start wrapping it. When I get finished wrapping it, I'll come back. I'm not gonna have you sitting here just watching me go round and around with the jute. Okay, now I just put a little glue on that, and I'm gonna let that dry. And I've got me some Velcro. I'm gonna cut that in half. This is heavy duty stuff, so it should stick. Okay, I'm gonna put the fuzzy side down. I have to pay attention to that because I'm gonna put it on the star too. Because I did do that right now. Okay, I put the side with all the little loops down. And that will be that. Goes down that way. I'm trying to push it in with my fingernails without getting into the gooey so I don't make it not sticky. And then when that is done, I can put that on there. Now I've got to figure out what, I'm going to drill my holes here. And I'm probably just going to use some Sweet Annie and some pip berries inside that. Maybe, let me see, sometimes I cut stuff. Maybe I got one little heart I could put on a wire. I want a small one. That would work. There's a smaller one. I think one of those two. I think I like this one. Paint them both. That's what I'll do. Just paint them both. It'll be cute on a wire sticking up out of there. Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to give them a coat and we'll see. And I probably won't be shading this tiny thing. Okay, now I'm going to let those dry. Okay, right now, I'm just letting this... I put some hot glue on there and I'm just letting it dry. Have to hold it down. Okay, now I got to figure out what else I'm going to use in there. Okay, I have a few sprigs of Sweet Annie out here. I don't want a whole lot in it. I don't have anything glued down yet. Put that like that. I'm going to pull this out because I kind of want that to the front. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue that down on there. And I'll have to put this on there, and then I'm going to have to hold it for a little bit till it dries. Okay, I have this glued, and I think this is set where I want it. I'm just going to put some glue back here. Lay it down on it. I don't want to squish it too much or I'll have it already glued to the board. Okay, I'm going to get it up. Where's my little spatula? Now, I've got a glue mess going on here. And let's see. Just a few pieces of this. Actually, I need to get that glue up there. Oh, could you see how this dried a little more aged? Here's the back side. There's the color it was. And with the vinegar, it turned like that. kind of aged it. And I didn't have to do anything else to it. I don't think I need all that whole thing. And I don't want a lot because I'm not trying to get carried away with stuffing it. I think one right there and then a small one. Maybe right in there. Just to give it a little color. Or maybe I need a little something on this edge over here. Okay, I'm going to glue that one there. And I've got to hold that down on there too. So I'll be back as soon as I get these all glued down. Now I've made a little bow. I'm going to put kind of on the corner. Right in there. And now I'm going to slather this with some hot glue. Don't want to get my fingers. And I'll hot glue it down on the board. Don't have anywhere to hang on to it or get my fingers. I did it. Ouch. Did it anyway. Now, I'm going to push it down on there good. I hope it's straight. Got strings going everywhere, driving me crazy, and I wasn't straight. There I am. That's straight. And I've already put my wire on it. I don't know if I should hang a little raffia off. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I think that turned out pretty cute. And it was simple to do. It wasn't real hard. You can find your pattern for a mason jar. I'd leave it below, but I got mine off of Silhouette Studio, I think. And I'm not allowed to share it. So, anyways, there is that. And then, when I want to switch it out... Of course, I'll take this piece here off of that off, and then I'll just stick that down on there if I want to switch it out. All right, guys, that's all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed these two projects. And until the next time, we'll see you later.